Hello and welcome to Old Faithful. I'm your host, Matthew Trask. My thanks to Haggerty's Music Works. My thanks to Johnny Hastings, the incomparable Johnny Hastings behind the camera, making me and my guests look fabulous every other week. I gotta scratch my ear. Remember to support Haggerty's Music Works YouTube channel and come down and buy musical equipment from them. Remember my friends at Black Hills Blend Espresso, 4 convenient locations here in Rapid City. They may not make you happy, but they'll make you caffeinated. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Matthew Trask, where you can watch the exciting show, Old Faithful. My guest this week, I met 1 week ago today, and looking sharp with the Hunter Orange beanie and the leather jacket. I like, buddy.
Thank you.
Nick Stevens, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us about you.
Well, what's to tell? I grew up here
Okay.
mostly. I had some piano lessons as a young kid, like
Okay.
7 or 8. Didn't stick with it very long.
Sure.
I wish I would have. But then I discovered guitar a couple years later. Started getting into rock music and stuff like that.
I see.
And, just kept at it.
Right. So was it, how many kids are in your family, were in your family, or how many brothers and sisters?
I am the oldest, and I have 2 little sisters.
Okay, all right. Was it your parents' idea to give you piano lessons, or was it your idea?
I think it was my parents' idea.
Okay.
They saw that I was like drumming on stuff. They saw
Okay.
I showed a little bit of aptitude for it.
For music, so
Yeah.
they got you piano lessons. Sure. Was it a musical household? Was the radio on or anything? Or
It was no one played any instruments, but it was a pretty musical household.
okay.
I got a lot from my parents' record collection.
Okay.
Found a lot of good music
Sure.
through that.
So they had. I'm guessing you're not super old, which doesn't matter. But your parents had a record collection. Is the point?
Well, CDs.
CDs.
I guess
okay.
I just
All right. Sure. Record collection sounds.
I just
better,
said
of course.
record collection.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Right. So then you got into guitar. What was your first guitar?
My first guitar was like an electric red Hamer,
Okay.
and then they saw that I was actually sticking with it. So
Right.
I got a used Stratocaster for my 13th birthday.
Oh, nice.
That I still have, yeah.
Awesome. Where did you get the electric red Hamer? Do you remember?
That was, I think my grandpa bought that for me at a pawn shop.
Oh, okay. All right. And did Grandpa buy you an amplifier at the pawn shop?
Yes, he did.
He did.
Yeah.
Do we remember what kind of amplifier Grandpa bought you?
It was a cream-colored Epiphone something or other.
Something or other. Do you remember approximately how big it was? Was it like an 8-inch speaker or a 10? Or?
About that, I think like 10-inch
Okay,
10-inch
alright.
cabinet.
Did it have distortion?
It did. It had
It did?
had a little gain knob.
Okay, so 13-year-old you or 12, 11-year-old you like plugged it in, played a chord, and then hit the distortion and played the chord again? Is
Yep.
that what happened?
Yep.
And we played with full-on distortion on our little Epiphone amp?
Oh yeah, loved
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Did you ever take lessons or anything?
I took lessons for about 2 months here.
Okay, all right.
A gentleman named Bob Morgret.
Okay,
You guys may or may not know.
Bob Morgret has been on the show. Absolutely, we love Bob here. Yeah. So then, when you got the Stratocaster, did you get a new amplifier or
Not for a while, no.
not for a while? So, and what was your second amplifier?
My second amplifier was gotta think about that. I think it was like a Line 6
Okay.
that I saved up for.
All right.
And it had a bunch of effects on it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as you were progressing and learning, what kind of music were you attempting to play?
I like all kinds, but like I really like the rock and roll.
Okay.
I was hard rock. I think some of the first bands I was really listening to when I got into guitar were like Nirvana and a bunch of grunge stuff like that. And then a couple years later, I discovered the Beatles,
Okay.
and that was a pretty mind-blowing experience.
We went backwards.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, you are currently in the Andrea Gail Morass band. Is that your first band? Or were you in other bands before that?
I was in other bands.
Okay.
I haven't done much in a while other than play and record
Okay.
myself.
So you record, or do you write songs?
Yeah.
Okay. Where can we find
I rarely finish them, but yeah.
Can we listen to the beginnings of them?
Yes, you can listen to the beginnings of lots of songs at my YouTube or at my SoundCloud.
Okay, what's your YouTube and SoundCloud?
I think they're both Nicky Stee.
Nicky Steve. Okay.
Like my name, Nick Stevens, Nicky Stee.
Are we invited to finish the songs?
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody's got to.
On your little recordings, how many instruments, and do you play them all?
Yes, usually.
Okay. All right.
Guitar, bass, maybe a little bit of keyboard.
Okay.
If it's not in a sharp or flat key, because that's when.
Oh, sure.
Playing the keyboard gets a little messy there.
You gotta, if it's a sharp or flat, then you got all those black keys you gotta worry about. Yeah. Just stay on the white keys. I understand exactly.
Yep.
So this might be your third amplifier then?
Yep. I traded the Line 6 in for this.
Okay. And how many guitars in are we here?
This is number. I just had a Jazz, or not a Jazz. This is the Jazz. I just had a Jaguar I traded in for this one, so I think this is number 5.
Okay.
Altogether.
All right. And so you have this and the Stratocaster. How many other guitars do you have?
I had another Strat copy that I really liked.
Okay.
Got ruined in a flood.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's all rusty now.
Yeah.
And then I have like an Epiphone. I forget what the model name is, but it's just 2 single coil pickups in
Okay.
it.
All right.
A Melody Maker, maybe.
All right. And so this is your number one now, your Old Faithful. Tell us what you like about this guitar.
Let's see, what do I like about it? It's got the P90s, which I really like.
Right.
It really like spanks.
It does.
Yeah.
And everybody loves Seafoam Green.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. And this is the guitar that you play in the Andrea Gail Morass band.
Yeah, mostly.
Sure.
Unless we go a half step down, then it's a.
Oh.
I have the Strat designated for that.
Okay, sure. And I am so excited about this. Improbably the second appearance of this, well, not the same amplifier, but this model and this color amplifier on the show. The Fender Mustang 3 version 2.
Yeah, you knew exactly what it was when I was coming in.
I did, yes, because I had one, Court Rice of the Sad and Lonesome Boys in New Underwood now has it, and he was on the show. So this is the second appearance of the red. So tell us what you like about this.
This amp?
Yeah.
It's got a lot of really good amp emulations,
Sure.
good effects, and like for a digital amp, like I was saying earlier, I think it sounds really good for a digital amp. And I would challenge someone to try to tell the difference between this and like a tone or a tube amp.
Sure. I would say, personally, I guess, you can't really hear the difference unless you're playing the guitar.
Yeah.
Then you can.
Yeah.
But eye-catching color makes you look like a rock star right off the bat.
Yep.
He's running. Often we here on the show we run a mic to the whatever's behind that Johnny's running. This has a line out, one of the many fabulous features. It has a line out so you can run to a PA or to a computer. And when you do that, it doesn't shut the speaker off. So
Yeah,
you
it's
still
really
have
cool.
a monitor on stage.
Yeah. It's really fancy.
Is this mostly how you play, just like this?
Mostly, yeah.
Guitar into the amp and go.
Yep.
Okay.
I've got my switcher too.
Okay.
My foot
Sure.
pedal.
You bet. Do we have anything else that we need to talk about? Too much.
Not off the top of my head.
Not. We're going to keep her short and sweet this week. And just guitar and amplifier. And there we go. Are you ready to play?
Sure.
All right. After I do my little thing, remember my sponsorship with Trask Hay LLC. Large, round, and square bales. More importantly, custom haying services. Call Joe Trask, 515-0858. I think I've mentioned him on the show before, but I will mention him again. Johnny Marr says, change your strings, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Stevens.
Hello. So just play?
Just play. You bet.
All right.
much, everybody. Tune in next week for another exciting episode of Old Faithful. Thank you, Nick.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.